Good morning, Overload Nation. Adrian here, and I just read an article talking about making gaming memories with your kids, and this is something I think is really cool concept. Especially if you're the father of a son, and that is just to play games with them. Introduce your children to games, because just why not? It's always a way of bonding and always a way of building a family unit and to bond with a child, so you have a stronger relationship with them in the future. The only time I ever played a game with my parents was with my mother when I played Streets of Rage with her once or twice in the early mornings before school in like 1999 or 2000. Must have been 2000 or 2001. And this is on like the Sega Genesis, I think, the console that was a hand-me-down. That was the only time I ever really played the console with one of my parents and mother, but unfortunately she passed away in 2010 from cancer, but still that's the only memory I have of playing games with my parents. My father was never really interested in them, but I think, especially in the future when I'm a father, I'm 21 now, but in the future when I'm a father and such, I will do stuff like this, but I'll probably do it with things like business simulators or strategy games or city builders, because I read an article, I watched a documentary a few years ago talking about how men or fathers tend to use more scientific and constructional terms and tend to be more specific and talk more advanced to their children, and that helps them better and it helps them develop and helps them bond with the parent more so, while the mother tends to use more softer language and more emotional based and biased kind of wording and structure and stuff like that. So if the father says no, you can't do that, this doesn't work, or physics doesn't allow it, or what about the friction here, there's an error or problem over here, or gentle language, stuff like that. And I think playing games with them is an amazing way to bond with the child. Can you imagine that when they're like 5 or 10 and slowly over time they continue with that? As long as you don't play too much with them, in moderation. As long as you don't play too much with them so they do it all the time and neglect other things, I think it's an amazing way to strengthen the relationship and something that both the father and son or father and daughter have in common. And it's like, wow, that's a strong union. So I recommend that, and I would do that in the future. How cool is that? What do you think? Comments, questions or queries? If you haven't already, subscribe. More videos to come.